Yeah. Um,
Go away. We're going away this weekend.
oh yeah. Yes.